All right. Hello, everyone. The people here on Zoom and people that will be watching on YouTube. And if you're out watching on YouTube, maybe you could subscribe. It always helps. And I like to start with a little body and mind centering, which I do by just rubbing my hands till they get warm. Placing over my eyes. Yeah, a couple more times. Okay. Well, I was writing a poem this morning, but I didn't quite finish, so maybe I'll just finish it and read it next time. So I thought I'd read an older poem that isn't published, but from a while back. Oh, okay. Today I can't find a pen, so I'm writing with my carpenter's pencil. Its strong rectangular shape is a little clunky to write with. It's made to create straight lines for the saw to cut along. But in my mind it is connecting two worlds, and who's to say a poem is any different from a well-made deck, or the truly sublime shape of a Shaker chair, or for that matter a glorious cathedral. In beauty we can feel spirit even in the physical. It echoes down through history. The other day I saw an ancient mosaic floor unearthed in an archaeological dig. People have forever been putting their soul into building things that represent or longing for meaning. So perhaps it's fitting I write a poem today with my carpenter's pencil. For the heart of truth lies somewhere in the intersection of form and spirit. In seeing eternity can be felt even in this temporary body. That's a better poem than I remember it being. Okay. Let's see. All right. Read a few others. Well, I was thinking of Robert Bly the other day, so I thought I'd read this. I wrote this when he died. For Robert Bly. I heard toward the end he had lost his mind, but he was okay with it. I think he just used every bit of right and left brain until only the spark that brought him here remained. And isn't that a good epitaph for us all? He lived in two worlds, which aren't really two at all. His mother taught him poetry. Ever after he loved the delicacy of nature. Also, he felt the grief of never bonding to his father. He examined the consequences of the Industrial Revolution. So many sons longing for their fathers, isolated in the offices of commerce. And he rediscovered the wild man, so suitable for his exuberant self. He discovered the paradox that it is the wild man who abhors war. It is he that understands and honors death and grieves the destruction of nature. He is sad at the inability of modern man to feel what it's like to be a real man. I'm sure as he walks the road to heaven, he will meet Stafford there. Together they will entertain the angels who will feel hope for the future of men.
I like the line about he used up all his left and right brain.
Yeah. He did get Alzheimer's, but I think he was such a thinker all his life. He probably just used up all the brain he had when he was alive. It's not a bad thing. Yes, I've read this one for a while. I'm not really depressed. I'm a little down because of my illness, but this is called Depression. For days now, I have felt lonely and depressed, stuck inside my house. I feel like I'm encased in mute stone. I'm a black hole sucking in all life, emitting no light. Yet this morning, two white butterflies are changing directions like drunk UFOs. The white feathery clouds are moving in all directions at once. What crazy mixture of currents are up there? It's like water swirling around a stone, or smoke snaking through pine trees. I'm starting to feel better. I feel the cells moving in my body, like tiny boats navigating a stormy sea. All things moving in orbits, unfathomable and precise. The black hole is remembering the sunset. It should be no mystery to me when sadness turns to happiness. Even in the dense stones, there must be some small movement, sparking a crystalline joy in existing. Okay. Here's a little one. Frozen Dreams. High in the mountains, a little patch of snow remains on the rocky slope. Now the hot, blessed sun is warming, revealing a little green tree living in a crack in glacial rocks. After the fierce winter held it under tons of frozen dreams. And finally, the treadmill. It often starts with a small thing. I misread the instructions for my cat's medicine. No real damage done, yet my self-criticism grows, becomes a beast of self-loathing. The litany begins. I haven't made enough money. I haven't raised a family. I haven't had a successful career. The easy answers come. Do better. Get therapy. But I think it wise to question the whole setup. For even the rich and successful are not satisfied. Life and business have somehow become one. We are on a path without end, but we think there is an end. There is the real problem. We are grasping for some finality, but we must always fall short. How did we get on this treadmill? We stepped onto it when we believed existence was invariably tied to time. We forgot the moment outside time, the place of knowing and gracious living, the place we can breathe freely and live in love. Read that in a long time. All righty. Let's see. Linda, you sent me quite a few this week. Where's my phone?
I think the best one was Words on a Page.
Okay, you want me to read that one?
Yeah, I think that's the best of the three.
Okay. Let me see. Okay. This is by Glenda Reed. Words on a Page. Words on a page carry a world. Pictures formed through eyes and mind's mist. Beckons me through swirls of fog to ride the music home by phrase, to fonder images and sweeter times. As a child, the music was simpler then. Decades give me more to remember and paint, and weave into those word pictures across my mind. As I walk the same roads and feel the same rain, watch the same sunrise, greet the sun's passing, think the same thoughts of painted muse, I find myself in another city, on another street. My mind offers palette of colors and lights to portray what an author so generously writes. For the word pictures formed in the author's thoughts and flow from a pen to dance on a page, offer me memories from imagined place, and then I am lost in adventure I take, absorbed in a world of words on a page. Nice. I like repeating that line again. Absorbed in a world, words on a page.
I try to tie up the end of a poem with how it started.
Yeah, I try to do that too. Yeah, I think that's always good. Yeah, beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, should we save the others for next time, or?
Yes, just save them unless you want to read them, but you can save them.
We got a little more. I can read one more of yours. You gave me 3. This one doesn't seem to have a title. I would read less and talk more. I would sleep less and cook more. I would weep less and laugh more. My life would be full of him. I would hug more. I would drive more. I would worry less and feel safer. I have only memories, and his aftershave, and his belt, and his coat, and an empty chair, and days that stretch in an endless loop of sameness, from which I cannot escape without guilt. So books, lead me where you will. I will not resist, for resistance leads to darkness, and darkness leads to madness. Okay. I like the musicality of that one.
Thank you.
Also the emotions. Alrighty, let's see.
They're both actually about books if you think about it.
Yeah, they are. They go together. Yeah. I always enjoy being out here in my books. Okay, well, let's see what else I got. I got one of Gary Snyder. Days driving done. Finally, floating in cool water, red sun ball sinking through a smoky, dusty haze. Rumble of big rigs, constant buzz of cars on the 5. At the pool of the Motel 6 in Button Willow, south end of the giant valley, ghost of ancient Lake Tuari, sunset splash. Yeah, one more by him. Snow flies, burn brush shut down. A wide line of men in the open pine woods, diesel torches, dripping flame, lava soil, frost on the sagebrush, loggers walking from brush pile to brush pile, dark sky reddish from brush piles burning. At Sid Walter Butte, 3 men on horseback, torches mounted on slender lances, crisscrossing miles of buttes and canyons. Hundreds of brush piles of flame, steady light snow. Yeah, those loggers, and they always burning the brush. I lived up in the country once, and I walked up beyond my house a little bit, and I saw the loggers had burned some brush, and they left it burning there. I thought, God, what a stupid thing to do in dry California.
Yeah, especially in California.
God, yeah, I couldn't believe that. Nothing I could do about it. It may not have been summer, but it doesn't really matter out here. Los Angeles burned in the winter.
Mhm.
Okay, let's see. This one by Rilke. Oh, here's one of his famous ones. I live my life in widening circles that reach out across the world. I may not complete this last one, but I give myself to it. I circle around God, around the primordial tower. I've been circling for thousands of years, and I still don't know if I'm a falcon, a storm, or a great song. I have many brothers in the South who move, handsome in their vestments, through cloister gardens. The Madonnas they make are so human, and I dream often of their Titians, where God becomes an ardent flame. But when I lean over the chasm of myself, it seems my God is dark, and like a web, 100 roots silently drinking. This is a ferment I grow out of. More I don't know, because my branches rest in deep silence, stirred only by the wind. Let's see. This is by Miguel de Unamuno. I don't really know. Throw yourself like seed. Shake off this sadness and recover your spirit. Sluggish, you will never see the wheel of fate that brushes your heel as it turns going by. The man who wants to live is the man in whom life is abundant. Now you are only giving food to that final pain, which is slowly winding you in the nets of death. But to live is to work, and and the only thing that which lasts is the work. Start then, turn to the work. Throw yourself like seed as you walk and enter your own field. Don't turn your face, for that would be to turn it toward to death. Do not let the past weigh down your motion. Leave what's alive in the furrow, what's dead in yourself. For life does not move in the same way as a group of clouds. From your work, you will be able one day to gather yourself. Let's see. Well, this is one by Goethe. I don't read Goethe much, but let's see what happens. Until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness, concerning all acts of initiative and creation. There is one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans, that the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur to help one that would never otherwise have occurred. A whole stream of events issues from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents and meetings and material assistance, which no man could have dreamed would have come his way. That was all almost like prose, and then here's a little 4-line poem. Whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Yep, you do need persistence sometimes. Oh, here, I've read this one before, but I like it. I like the ending a lot. By James Wright. A blessing. Just off the highway to Rochester, Minnesota, twilight bounds softly forth on the grass, and the eyes of those two Indian ponies darken with kindness. They have come gladly out of the willows to welcome my friend and me. We step over the barbed wire into the pasture, where they have been grazing all day alone. They ripple tensely. They can hardly contain their happiness that we have come. They bow shyly as wet swans. They love each other. There is no loneliness like theirs. At home once more, they began munching the young tufts of spring in the darkness. I would like to hold the slender ones in my arms, for she has walked over to me and nuzzled my left hand. She is white and black, black and white. Her mane falls wild on her forehead, and the light breeze moves me to caress her long ear that is delicate as the skin of a girl's waist. Suddenly I realize that if I stepped out of my body, I would break into blossom. I like that. I need to go out more and just describe things. I used to do that more. Yeah, let's see what else we got here. Oh, I like this little one too. I don't know why. Hoeing by John Updike. I sometimes fear the younger generation will be deprived of the pleasures of hoeing. There is no knowing how many souls have been formed by this simple exercise. The dry earth like a great scab breaks, revealing moist dark loam, the pea root's home, a fertile wound perpetually healing. How neatly the green weeds go under, the blade chops the earth new, ignorant the wise boy who has never performed the simple, stupid, and useful wonder. Oh, here's one by Tom Clark. Ellen, you know Tom Clark, remember? He lived up near us. He unfortunately died in traffic. Some details of Hebridean house construction. I think that's in Scotland, by Tom Clark. The walls are built with unmortared boulders, the external faces having an inward slope, the corners rounded. Roofs are thatched with straw, ferns, or heather, and weighted with stones hung from heather ropes. Instead of overhanging, the roof is set back on a broad wall top, which in the course of time becomes mantled with grass and verdure, which may provide occasional browsing for sheep or goat. Back to the wind, face to the sun is the general orientation. The floor is of beaten earth, and the main room is reached by way of a byre, B-Y-R-E, byre. There are no windows, and the frugal flame of the peat gives the only illumination. Smoke wanders and finds egress by a hole in the roof. In the outer aisles, the floor is covered with white sand from the makher. Does that mean beach? Makher? A few steps ascend the wall near the door to enable the roof to be thatched or roped, or the family to sit in the summer weather and sew, chat, or knit. By the peat store, near to the doorway, is placed a large stone for the wanderer to sit on. Here's one by W.S. Merwin, Rain Travel. I wake in the dark and remember it is the morning when I must start by myself on the journey. I lie listening to the black hour before the dawn, and you are still asleep beside me, while round us the trees full of night, lean hushed in their dream that bears us up asleep, and awake when I hear drops falling one by one into the sightless leaves. And I do not know when they began, but all at once there is no sound but rain, and the stream below us roaring away into the rushing darkness. Okay, here's a little Chinese poem. To a friend. The bright moon emerges over the eastern mountains. Walking by your former house, you are gone, yet I think of you always. Now no one brings the koto and the sake. It says here, koto is an instrument. That was by Ryokan. Now let's see, let's read some Marys. Mary Oliver. Morning walk. Little by little, the ocean empties its pockets, foam and fluff, in a long tangled ornateness of seaweed, and the whelks, ribbed with ivory knobs, but so knocked about in the sea's blue hands that their story is at length only about the wholeness of destruction. They come one by one to the shore, to the shallows, to the mussel-dappled rocks, to the rise to dark dryness in the edge of the town, to offer to the measure that we will accept it, this wisdom. Though the hour be whole, though the minute be deep and rich, though the heart of a singer of red-hot songs and the mind be as lightning, with all the music will come to it is nothing, only the sheets of fog and the fog's blue bell. You do not believe it now. You are not supposed to. You do not believe it yet, but you will. Morning by singular morning, and shell by broken shell. Yeah, maybe one more here. Rain, tree, thunder, and lightning. Clouds rolled from the west, then they thickened, then thunder bucked and boiled toward the blown woods. Then lightning slammed down and opened the tree the way a tooth would open a flower. I fell down in the steaming grass, in the moss, in the slow things I was used to, while the branches snapped, while they shrieked, while the tree spat out its solid heart all over the ground. Often enough, even in easy summer, I think of death, how it is known to come by dark, forsaken inches, and then I remember the wheels of the wind, the heels of the clouds, the kick of the gold. What do I hope for from brother death? May there be no quibbling like the God that he is. May he slide to the ground on his golden dial, and there I will be for one last moment, broken but burning like a golden tree. All right, Glenda and Ellen. I'm going to sign off now. Hope you have a good week.
You too.
All right.
Stay warm.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm out here with my heater on. Okay. Bye, Ellen.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See ya.
All right. See y'all next week. Bye.
All right. Bye bye.